All right, y'all, we are live. Good
Oh,
morning. Good morning.
yay! And didn't I forget my iPad so I could see the chat?
Well, I'll read it to you what it
All
says.
right.
Um, Everybody is kind of like a hot wreck express this morning because I've been
Yes.
running.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are in the chat this morning, make sure that you say hey to us. Let us know that you are here. I am in Texas today, and it is 11:30, and it's already 88 degrees.
Oh boy, I could only wish. It's only 60 here, and that's the high for today.
Well, I'll take 60 other than at 11. It's not even noon and it's almost 100 degrees.
Oh Lord, I love it.
Now, I don't want the snow. You can keep your snow.
I know. Well, as much as I complain about the snow, I'll take that any day over tornadoes and hurricanes. Okay,
Yeah.
I will. Yep.
Hey, Erin, the collection vintage is here. Erin, your
Hi,
booth is
Erin.
looking so amazing. Her booth is looking really good.
She has a booth now.
Yeah, she has a booth. And I think, Erin, aren't you making another one with your dad? Are you sharing one with your dad? So
That's awesome.
I thought that's what I heard. And y'all, sorry if I do not remember your name from your code, but it is Gordeau, El Gordeau.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, I've seen you several times, and y'all, I just will not remember. Hey, Miss
Hello.
Carrie
So
Ann.
Lori Gerdo's here. Is that what you're saying?
Lori is
Okay.
El
Hi,
Gordeau. So is
Lori.
that Lori? Okay. Let me write it down. See, I have a piece of paper. I will write it down. So maybe I will not.
You know what? Let me grab my iPad
Yeah,
real
I was
quick.
gonna say you're gonna want your iPad.
Yeah, I gotta see.
And Miss Jeannie is here. Norma Jean plus one, and Miss Carrie Ann and Mickey. Hey, girl. Thrifting in the Holler is here. And yes, Erin said I did hear correctly. So Dee and I were just talking as we both kind of ran in today that I was like, sorry, I look a hot fright mess. And she was like, well, me too.
Hello.
Hey, Cheryl.
Yep.
Oh, Miss Cheryl, will you please check your email? I might have put that in wrong. I sent her an invoice for that Fitz and Floyd dish, and I think I put it in wrong, and I can't even find it in. I don't even know if I put the email in. So would you please check and let me know? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. Hey Beth, how are you?
Hi, Beth.
And
Hi, Sharon. Hi, Jeannie. Cheryl.
and
Thrifted in the
Sheila.
holler. Yay.
Miss Sheila's here
And of
too.
course, my allergies, so if I am wiping my nose, you all know why.
Well,
Ugh.
we were just talking that 88 in Texas right now at 11:30, almost 89 degrees. When I left, so
Hi, Sheila.
Dee and I were talking a minute y'all before we went live, and we were laughing because I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I look a hot fright mess." I literally went yesterday and was supposed to go to my booth to do some work, right? So it's on my schedule. I'm going to put out merchandise in my booth. I'm going to come back. I'm going to work on inventory. I'm going to get it all organized. My life is going to be organized. Well, then I saw a notice for a estate sale and was like, it's only 25 minutes out of the way.
That's why I don't make plans. I never make plans.
Because it'll just go south.
That's it.
So where I went was called. So I live in Sugarland. I was going northish about an hour to Glen Flora, but the sale was over here about 30 minutes out of the way. So I hit Needville, Texas. And y'all, Needville, Texas is, if you're not from that area, it is like all pasture, beautiful green, horses,
Oh,
cows, so serene, so pretty. And I found this estate sale seated on just all this beautiful green land.
wow.
And I mean, now it was day 3. It was 50% off day though. So here they go Thursday, Friday. No, they go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday is 50% off day, but I work full time. So Thursdays and Fridays are out. So I went and I found a bunch of good things. And I was telling Dee that I was leaving the house, and I saw at the Catholic church, there was this bazaar. Now, y'all, I have been to this bazaar one time in 20 years. I grew up in South Carolina, Bible Belt, Southern Baptist. Really doesn't mean anything other than, we're supposed to hide our liquor in case the preacher comes over. We can't just have it sitting out on the bar. We got to have the door to your bar. We went there for the first time a couple years ago. They were selling margaritas, beer, wine, tacos, brisket.
They probably said, the hell with this.
We need to make money.
After doing this for all these years, I need a drink.
So, y'all, I was looking, I literally took a picture and I was like, are they supposed to be drinking like on campus?
How funny is that? Oh my God.
And then somebody goes, oh no, you just get one right over there. And I was like, I just cannot go to a church event and be like, I'll take a margarita, please. I don't drink margaritas. I don't like the lime, but I was dying laughing.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Oh, is that Miss Deborah? Hey, Miss Deborah Cabazas, how are you?
Oh, hi, Deborah.
Oh my gosh, she does some beautiful landscape tablescapes.
Yes, she does.
Oh, Norma Jean says she's in. Y'all have to look at my phone or I'll have to put my glasses on. And hey, Sue, Miss Sue Golembeski.
Hey, and Sue, hi, Crafty Kitty Vintage.
Miss Leanne is in the house.
Leanne.
So I was gonna come back, y'all, and after I had it all planned out. There I go with my plans again.
Mm-hmm.
I planned it when I was coming home yesterday, because my sale with Miss Pamela was last night, and y'all, I never laughed so hard in my life. But she's just a mess. She is
hilarious.
And Katie was there. So Katie was there, Pam was there. They had thought they were going to shop till they dropped, and literally they did. They fell asleep. Like, I can't do it anymore. I can't go anymore.
Yeah, she said she had to take a nap yesterday afternoon.
Hey, Lori, Blue Flamingo.
I believe it, because I just shopped the day with Cindy when we did our meetup, and I was tired. I mean, I don't know. I'm just getting old, I guess. I don't know.
People don't realize how thrifting and junking is hard.
It's it's fun and hard at the same time.
Well, I mean, you want to go and you want to hit everything, right?
Right.
But like hour 6, you're exhausted and hungry.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? Let's call it good.
I'm sure I'm going to miss out on the best item of the day, but I cannot walk anymore, and my stomach is eating my back.
And then we were starving too, so we're like, we went to the first 2 places, and we're like, we have to get something to eat. So we went, grabbed something to eat down the street, and I'm like, so do you want to go to the 3rd place, or do you want to get on the road and head home? She goes, oh no, we'll go to the 3rd place. So we did, and it was another really big place too. So
y'all just
we were pooped right out when we were done.
Oh gosh. And I saw Miss Joanne Johnston come in too. How are y'all?
Hello, Joanne.
So yesterday I went to come back home, and I was like, I'm going to stop at this church bazaar because they have a garage sale, and church sales are really good,
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I made a plan. I whipped in there, y'all. They closed at 2:00, and we're going to open back up from 6 to 8. I guess they had a wedding or something, because I saw them taking pictures and stuff. So I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. But they were open this morning from 9 to 2. Well, I am not a morning girl. I'm a more of a 10-ish. I'm like a 10
I'm
9,
up
10
at like
10.
6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah. If I didn't have to be, that would be fine. But when you're forced to be up, teeth brushed, makeup on, dressed, and driving by 6:30, you begin to hate mornings.
Yeah, I know. I did it for a lot of years.
I'm like, if I could just wake up on my own, I would be
You
much
know what?
more
I think back to when both my kids were babies, like they're 3 years apart.
How did
and
you do
I
that?
think back of when I was working full time, and I had to get up, get myself ready, get both of them up, give them their bottle, change the diapers, give her breath, and then get out the door and take them to daycare. I'm like, how the heck did I do it?
I
You
don't
know,
know how people do that.
I don't know how I did it, but I did, and I got into a routine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's kind of like packaging and invoicing.
yes, exactly.
I look at
Yeah,
myself and I'm like, there's no way. I'm
I
gonna
know.
be here for days, and like 5 hours later, you're completely finished, but you're like crying at some point when it's 11 o'clock at night, and you're like, I'm just tired.
I know. I know. I sometimes I just get so aggravated. And then Binks comes in and he's jumping on the table, throwing himself down so that I'll rub his belly and hanging upside down and looking at me. I'm like, dude, come on. I want to be done.
Hey, Maria, California thrifter. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. I appreciate that. So I did make it to the garage sale this morning, and I was like, okay, I have church at 10:30, so I have to be back at the house at 10:30. We still are doing virtual right now, so I was like, okay, 10:30. I have from 9 to 10. I'm gonna get her done. I
Right.
was moving and grooving, and I told Dee, I walked up, went in the back way. It was in like this huge auditorium. I don't know if it's like their reception hall, maybe is kind of, but it was massive. So I opened the door and I'm like, holy cow, I'm not gonna be back by 10.
Say a
So
few Hail Marys and you'll be forgiven.
I'm like, look, I'm gonna have to watch the replay. But I did it. I did it. They didn't have, I kept saying, when you go to estate sales or something, you can make make a pile. Even at some stores, you can like make a pile or whatever. And they were like, oh, we don't do that, but you can get a box. And I thought, oh, cool, I'll get a box. I'll set it on the wall. And she was like, no, you have to carry the box.
Yeah, no fun. I would be buying one of those. Well, actually, I thrifted all three of mine. Those the wheelie baskets
I
carts.
had one. I just didn't know I was supposed to bring it.
I know, right? Yeah, I would just keep it in the car.
So I did, and I was filming some because I was Marco Poloing with Debbie, our Vagabond Travels, and Dolores. Dolores was doing her first show today, and so I was trying to ask her if she saw some things. I was sending messages to my mom, so I had the box underneath here that
Oh
was getting
Lord.
heavier. The phone line.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't get a small box. No, Beth didn't get a small box. She has to get like a 12 by 12 by 12.
I probably would have too, because then you would have had to run to find another box.
Yeah.
You know.
So, but the best thing is they kept saying, "Are you still shopping?" Oh, this lady came by. She said, "Oh, your box is so full." And I thought, "Yeah, you want to take it for me?"
I know, right? You'd think they'd be happy. You're giving them money,
And I did. I filled up the box. They actually reduced some. They have a whole bunch of stuff left. They said that a lot of their collectibles and vintage stuff they will box up and bring back next year. But the majority of it, I didn't even ask what happens to it. I only spent $41 though. I thought that was
That's
good.
awesome.
So, well, that's our debacle and why we are rushed today. Dee, what did you tell me you were doing?
Packing orders.
Hey,
Packing
Stacey May.
orders. I have orders from my drop sale that I did with Mimi's Treasure Cottage.
Mhm.
And then here's Binks. Then from my sale yesterday. So hi buddy. Here
Do
he
you need
is.
something?
Hi.
Oh, Binksy.
He don't stick your butt in the camera, okay, buddy? Come on
You
over
know
here.
what? Dolores's cat has started doing that.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yes. She's like, I'm so embarrassed. I don't know. It's like that's what they want to do.
Yeah. Talk to the butt.
And Lori and Sugar Britches, she showed some cat butt coasters one time.
Uh-huh.
And I said, girl, if you get those, I've got to send those to Dee. Well, she started moving and selling everything. Look at him. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Hi, Binksy. And she never did find them. Hi, Binks.
Come, where are you? Don't no. Watch the butt.
But yes, her cat, I think that it's Chica has started doing that. Her like I guess the middle cat And she just jumps on the table and she's like, I just have this little table and it's not like a wooden table. And she jumps on it. And of course, all the stuff that she has on there that she's thrifted is rattling and falling off. She's like, I'm going to strangle you. Stop it.
Yep, that's what he's calmed down with that, because everybody's like, where's Binks? He doesn't crash the sales anymore. I said he's usually sleeping when I'm doing them.
Maybe he's set his routine to yours because he's not going to win.
Right, because he knows he's not going to get attention and he's going to get yelled at to get off the table with the glassware.
The best live sale ever. Binks getting locked in the bedroom.
I'm so mad. I deleted that video by accident. I was having issues when I was uploading videos, and I thought that it was completely uploaded, and I hit delete upload, but it actually deleted the video off of YouTube. And I'm like, oh my God, because I wanted to go back and watch it.
Girl, I have never been screaming so loud. I was like, no, Dee, stop, don't just take. And you were such in a panic.
I just wanted to get him out because I knew he was probably scared, you know. And when I finally opened the door, he was under the bed.
Yeah, because you were beating the crap out of the door.
I know. The doorknob was trashed.
But I think it turned out really good because didn't we do some kind of donation to the animal shelter?
Yeah, I raffled off or auctioned off the doorknob. And then people donated, and Jessica and I matched the donation and we gave it to the SPCA.
Oh my God. I was screaming. I was either laughing or being like, no, don't do that. And she comes out, y'all, with this massive hatchet hammer thing.
It was a sledgehammer.
And I'm like, Dee, you're going to miss and put a hole through the door.
I know. Oh my God, that was so funny.
I was like, okay. God. And we were trying to like, can you go through the window? You were like, no. Can you unscrew it and pop the lock? Oh my God, we were dying, y'all. It was too funny.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
What I ended up doing is I ended up taking the molding off.
Yes, you ripped the molding off.
I took the molding off, and then I was able to slide a credit card and push in the latch from the door.
And poor Jessica is over there trying to do a sale, and you hear bam, bam, bam. She's like, okay, our next item. Mom, okay, our next item.
Oh my gosh. You know,
I cannot believe you
kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that can only happen to me while I'm live in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, I was dying. Hey, second part of living. Hey, sis.
Oh my gosh.
So
hello, everyone.
If you haven't figured it out, I am chatting today with one of my mostest favorite people to watch on YouTube, and that is Dee, the thrill of the thrift. I know everybody that's in the chat and that's watching probably is already subscribed to Dee, but if you're not, make sure that you go over and subscribe to her channel. And you know, I consider there's like a handful, but I consider Dee to be one of the OGs of this whole YouTube community, you know?
I have a question. What does OG mean?
Original gangster, like original crew.
Original gangster. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Because I've heard several people say OG, and I'm like, what the hell is that? But now I know.
Well, disclaimer, she is not affiliated with any mafia that we know of, any mafia or anything like that. But it just means you're the original crew or the original gang.
Okay.
Original gang, old gangster, whatever. Oh gosh. Oh yes. Leanne, that was you. That was too funny.
You
With
had to be there, Leanne. You
it was
had
a
to be
little
there.
nerve-wracking. Everybody was screaming on their keyboard. So yeah.
Yeah.
And so I know that we have a lot of, and I'm new, right? I'm new. I've only been doing this almost 2 years now on YouTube. But Dee, we were just talking. I've been watching Dee about 3 years. So, but we figured that you probably started YouTube, what you said 4 years ago?
I think it's going to be 4 years in June.
Yeah. So 4 years of doing YouTube is a long time. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that long though.
But I mean, to a newbie,
Oh
it's
yeah.
kind of like, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You've been doing it a long time. Now, do you remember how long you've been doing live sales? Because I think when I started watching, you were already doing live sales.
I started doing live sales in March of 2020.
Yeah.
I did one sale in March, and then I did one the beginning of April, and then found out I had COVID.
Oh, yes. And you went in the hospital with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
And then your
Yeah.
mom got COVID after you got home and well and everything like that. Didn't your mom get COVID too?
No, my mom just got COVID this past November.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking. I just remember she
Yeah.
had it.
My brother got
Because-
it, his son got it, and then my mom got it from them. So
Yes.
yeah.
So you were putting out content before you did live sales for like a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you decide to, because I know there's a lot of people who watch YouTube and they're thinking, oh, I can do that, or I want to do that, or whatever. Did you start out with like thrifting and all that, or did you start out with crafting?
Nope, thrifting. My daughter had her own channel already.
Yes.
And I would sit in the other room, and she would be in her room with the door closed, talking. And I'm out here laughing, like listening to her in there doing her thing, And now I sit here and laugh at my own self doing it.
Best.
But I said, I could do that. I could have a channel about thrifting because I love doing it so much. And so I asked her, I said, Jess, I want to start a YouTube channel. Will you help me get started? Because I don't know what to do. So she helped me get everything set up and get started. And I actually used her regular camera, my first few videos, but I didn't like using the camera. It was too much work. So I just use my phone all the time for my videos.
Now, do you still just use your phone?
Yep.
For your live sales, right?
Yep.
And I know you read your iPad. So that's one of the things. So you had a passion, things that you like, and you were doing it anyway, and you were telling your friends and family about it. And that's kind of how I got started too. I was just like, because I'm talking my family and friends' ear off, and they just nod and smile like, we don't care, but they know better than to tell me they don't care.
Going through the same thing here.
So, I mean, they're like, really? My dad says, oh my God, you will pick through trash. I'm like, well, of course there'll be something good.
I know. Hey,
you never know. You'll find stuff.
You got to do what you got to do.
And so, my friends were like, you need a YouTube channel, because they were watching everything. Hey, Alex. Hey, Erin.
Hey, girl. What's up?
She's going to be next, right? Her sale is right after this.
Yeah,
Alex,
2:00.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually watch her and Daniel while I'm packing my orders.
Yes. I watch Daniel until it's time to go to church. And then I try to be off so that I can hop in to Alex's. And that's when I'm doing stuff. So if you chat, hey, or whatever, right when she's like in the middle of a auction or something, then everybody says, hey, and it gets too confusing. So I'm lurking, Alex.
Yeah.
Lurking and learning, because I'm going to tell you, that's how I learned. about the live sales is I watch them, and y'all, I'm not going to lie, Dee, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think I've told this to somebody else. I used to sit with a pen and paper for your channel, Alex's channel, Misty, and Jeffrey, 4. And I was trying to see about doing live sales. And I was like, okay, this item, this pricing. I was like, oh, I have one of those. Okay, I didn't even know that's what it was called. So I'm making notes. I'm watching and making notes on how to do it for probably a year before I even did the first live sale.
I did too, though. I would watch. I started out watching Scott, Michelle at Thrifting 101.
Oh, I don't know Michelle.
Oh, she hasn't, her channel, she hasn't been doing for quite a while now. But she was very, very knowledgeable. I learned a lot from her and a lot from Scott. I watched Jeffrey at Real Nifty Vintage back then too. And that's how I learned about certain things.
Yeah.
Before I even decided to start a channel, I was watching the thrifting videos and stuff. So that at least I had some kind of knowledge going into it. So, it absolutely does help to watch other people's channels because you learn something new every day.
I like to watch Scott, the glassware and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Katie. Now my art glass and stuff, I actually had Alex on, and I was like, and I started a series called Vintage 101 because we see, like I tell people, my name is Carolina Princess Sweet Treats and Pretties. I started out with sweet treats. I still make custom order sweet treats and stuff, but I like things that are pretty. Do I know crap about them? No, I do not know anything about them. But they're pretty. And so I'm like, I love that. I love it. So this sold last night in the sale. I was like, oh, I love these birds. That is so sweet. I could do this, this, and this. No one ever told me, hey, dummy, look on the bottom.
Well, what is that? Is that Royal Copley?
No, it's Roseville.
Oh, Roseville. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I see. It's got that satin glaze to it.
Yeah. So it's
okay.
And this showed up well. So no one ever said, hey, look for markings here. Look that these initials mean this. So when I was thrifting, I've been thrifting and reselling for a while, or flipping. I started flipping furniture and stuff. And I started watching, and then I was learning, well, the more you learn, the really more interested you get. Right. And I'll never forget finding my first Royal Copley. It was one of the Cinderella carriages. And if you ever find your first one of anything that you've heard over and over from watching videos and stuff, you can't let it go. So now you have one of all this random stuff in your house.
Well, my thing was that I had never found in the wild was the lucite candles.
Oh, I still have it.
So me and my daughter were at an estate sale, and it happened to be a person that I knew. And so we go outside, and that's where they had see, he wants my attention.
Yeah, mine used to nibble on me.
Yeah, he's grabbing my hand like, okay, pet me now, okay? But outside they had all the quarter tables. So I see this box of wax taper candles, and underneath were lucite candles. 2 pair. I paid $1 on the quarter table. I paid $1 for 2 pairs of lucite candles. I almost had a cow right in the middle of the yard.
But you don't want to be conspicuous, because
Jessica was standing next to me. I went, oh, she's like, what? I said, look. She's like, so? I go, oh, forget it. You don't understand.
Totally lost on you. Moving on.
Yes.
I know I do that. I don't know if people in the chat do this, but when I'm looking at something and you see something at a yard sale or an estate sale, and it's like a lucite candle or a Fenton satin Burmese, that glows in the dark, or something uranium, you don't want to bring attention to yourself, but I immediately kind of break out in a sweat, like, Don't.
Yes.
Do not bring attention to yourself. Just go, oh, well, this is kind of cute. You know?
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard though, because
I
it
know.
just, Scott's channel is called The Old Curiosity Shop.
Here, I'll put it in.
Okay.
There's
Yeah,
somebody.
I need to work on the poker face. I really do, because I'm like, sometimes I just, like, I did that in the middle of Goodwill. Thank God there was nobody in the aisle with me, but I was it where they have all the Christmas stuff, and I'm looking, and I look over, and on the top shelf are these three. At first I thought they were Joseph Original, but they were vintage Japan. Three Christmas girl figurines, and they were probably about 5 inches tall. And I let out a yelp in the middle of the aisle, because you don't really see vintage Christmas in the thrift stores anymore. And
Or Halloween.
No, exactly. So when I saw it, I was like, oh my God. And I ran over there, and I grabbed them off the shelf. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to find vintage Christmas and Halloween.
Yeah, I ran across some Halloween. They are some vintage mask today
Oh,
at
wow.
this they're over there. They are the thin plastic ones that had the string on them, and it was like a kind of like a clownish, but it wasn't a clown. It's totally not a clown. So there's a bunch of people in this thing, and yeah, hey mama, my mom's here, y'all. That's Bella Rose.
Hello, Bella.
Mom loves to watch Dee because she gets tickled, because Dee gets tickled at herself. So I'm glad she wasn't busy and she could join us.
I have cat hair on my
That's
face.
Binks, Mom. That's Binks. That's it.
Yeah.
In the camera.
He's rubbing his face on my phone.
So I was trying, I'm filming a little bit and carrying my box under my arm and filming and sending messages, Marco Polo, to Debbie and them. And I look at it and you can hear okay, I go, y'all, don't make a scene. In my video, I'm talking, I'm like, okay, don't scream out loud, but there's vintage mask. And so I'm just going, oh, okay, well, these are kind of cute. They're like $1.
Right.
And and I'm like, oh, these are kind of cute. I think I'll think about those. And then there was another one, and this lady goes, oh, those are really good. And I was like,
Yes, they are.
but there, and stuff was buried. It was so much stuff that I realized, y'all, they were churning stuff. And so stuff was getting buried. And I was like, I literally at one point am filming and I am under a shelving unit and crawled in the back. And I say, y'all, I am literally crawling under a shelving unit right now. And I hope my big self does not get stuck. Can you imagine? Oh, Lord, I'm at church.
Rescue in aisle 9.
All I see is this big wide behind and her head stuck. I was like, the things that you do, the things that you do. Thanks, Leanne, for reminding everyone to give a thumbs up.
Yes.
I kind of wanted to, Dee's kind of touched on it a little bit, but I've been watching Dee for a long time. There's a lot of people that I can't believe how the time has passed and how long.
I know it.
Mom said I did not learn that in charm school. I was at the Catholic church, Mom. There was probably a nun that would have helped me out, I'm sure. And so we were talking about, a lot of people are
or would have hit you with the ruler.
Yeah. She said she got that. She got tapped on the hand with a ruler all the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are wanting to consider making a channel, or they have started their channel and they want to do live sales. I know that, and Leanne, I'm going to kind of just point your name out because she and I really saw her in the chats. Then she came to one of my chats about jewelry and found out that she was giving some really great information. She used to make and sell jewelry, and I'm sure she still does, but she had started her own YouTube channel. So I invited her to be on a live because she has knowledge that I don't, you know?
Yeah.
So she was on a live with Dolores and I, and they were helping me with, you know, identifying jewelry. Like, is it glass? Is it acrylic? What kind of, you know, all of the jewelry, hard stuff.
Right.
I can't do that. That's too much.
Right.
And so she kind of asked about, she and Colleen with Thrift Fish. I'm gonna mess it up every time, Colleen. I just call her
Fish
Colleen.
Chick Finds.
Yes, Fish Chick Finds. So they were kind of asking, like, hey, how do you get on the calendar? When is the best time to come? And I said, y'all, go when you can go.
Yeah.
You know, go
Yeah.
when you
It's,
can
you
go.
know what? When I first started, there were only a few people that were doing live sales. Now there is so many. There is no way that you're not going to interfere with someone else's live sale
Yeah.
because there's just too many. So you know, I've had the set day, you know, Saturday at 3:00 for 2 years
Yeah.
now, or however long I've been doing it. But you know, for people that want to start doing live sales, like Beth said, you just have to do it when the time is right for you,
Yeah.
where you don't have to rush, because you definitely don't want to rush.
Yeah.
You want to be able to be thorough when you're telling people about your item, giving them whatever knowledge you know about it. So you don't want to rush, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely, you know, you have to do it when it's good for you and you have the time to sit and do it.
Yeah. And that's what I told them. I was like, you know, if you're looking for an empty spot, I don't know that there's going to be one unless it's like really late at night on the East Coast and not so late on the West Coast. You know, the different time zones are the
Yeah.
factor too. I've been doing the Thursdays for a while now. And what I've kind of come to realize is people kind of are looking for you at that time, because I consider changing it, because at 5 o'clock, my time, people are just getting off of work, and 6 p.m. Eastern, people are sitting down still to have dinner or whatever. So there's not a big following there. But I was going to change it. And then I realized people are kind of looking for that consistency.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
another thing to consider. The what I call the OGs, Alex, D, and them, they've been doing around the same time slot or the same days for a while.
Mhm.
And they can devote that time every week to that. That's how their following is also bigger. And then from live sales, then people subscribe to your channel, watch your videos and things like that. Now, I will say, as a new channel, something that I have said to everyone is, I mean, if you can avoid a more seasoned channel during a live sale, I would recommend that you do that. So if I do my chat, I try to make sure on Sundays, I try to make sure I'm done by the time, or I send people to Alex. Usually I'll say, okay, y'all, we're going to get done because Alex and them are fixing to get started. Go over to Chapter 2 Vintage Co. You know, so if
Right.
10 people are on my channel and 2 of them have never heard of Alex, I don't know why, but then go to her channel. That's another thing is, you know, let
Right.
people know what else is going on, because you're going to go to their, I've been shopping y'all sales forever. So you still want to shop other people's sales too. That's another reason to get off and watch another sale. You know, there's some stuff that you want personally.
Right. Exactly. Yep. For sure.
Colleen says, I've come to realize I just don't have time to do them. And that's true. I think that because the pros, and I consider them pros, when you've been doing something 3-4 years consistently every week, 2 times a week, you work out all your kinks, right?
Right.
So you become a pro at it. It's a craft. You've mastered that craft.
Yeah.
There are so many things that people that want to do live sales do not realize. The prep work, the shopping, the cleaning, the inventorying for tax purposes. And then, you know, taxes is no joke. You've got to pay your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all part of it. I mean, in the shop alongs, like, when you're watching everybody do shop-alongs or do hauls and you're like, oh, they found all these wonderful things. Do you know how, they have to get up and get there and drive there? I know, like, I think when I watched Alex the other day, they went like 30 minutes or something.
Oh, that's not far. Sometimes they drive an hour and a half just to get to one place.
Yeah. So, I mean, with gas right now, that's
right.
You have to consider all of that. And sometimes I had a friend of mine that was starting, they did a few, but they realized that the cost of shopping and the cost of time away from family and the cost of goods, they were not able to make a profit doing this. So they just went back to thrifting for what they knew. I saw that, she said, Alex says 100 miles a day is easy for them. So y'all, that's a lot. I mean, Dee, how many thrift stores you go for Senior Day Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I go to Goodwill on Tuesday and Salvation Army. I go to Fuller's whenever I get a chance. I'll go in there. Sometimes I go to the Salvation Army. That's a 20-minute drive from me in Tonawanda. And then I do estate sales, and in the summer the garage sales and stuff like that. I wish I was not. I didn't have a phobia of driving on the thruway because I would
drive on the highway.
No, I do not. So, I mean, I would be finding a lot more stuff if I could do that, but I'll have a panic attack right in the middle of the thruway.
Can you ride if somebody else drives?
I can ride.
Oh, okay.
But I'm still anxious. It all has to do with the speed.
Yeah.
It's the speed that scares me because when you're going fast like that, it's hard to control your vehicle if something should happen.
Yeah.
And especially the way some of these other nuts drive. It's like, so yeah, but yeah, it's a challenge.
And my mom is asking which area of New York. You're up by
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. Yeah.
Niagara Falls. I'm about a 5-minute drive from the actual falls.
So when I moved here from little bitty old town in South Carolina, that had a 2-way this way and a 2-way this way, and that's considered traffic. I moved to Houston, Texas, where there are 8 lanes, which are 2 exit lanes and 1 HOV and 3 lanes in the middle. The speed limit is 75 miles an hour. And, it's so confusing that Texas actually builds in turnarounds because you get stuck in the right-hand lane and you have to exit. And when I moved here, our first trip to Texas. So my mom and I drove out here with my cat, Sammy. And we had to do it in 3 8-hour days because that's just a lot from South Carolina to Texas. And we get to about Beaumont, which is in the southeast portion of Texas, right after Louisiana. So we get in and she was gripping this like her side. She couldn't even drive. So I get in and I drive and I said, Mom, they can just go around me. They are whipping around me at 80 miles an hour. And she looked back and she goes, it's like Jurassic Park. They just keep coming.
Yep. Listen, in California, when I went to visit my aunt and uncle, they have where the motorcycles can drive in between the cars. I'm like, I almost had a heart attack in the car watching these people on motorcycles driving on the line in between the cars and zipping back and forth. Yeah. I said, that's like playing Russian roulette. You must be crazy. There is no way I would ever be able to live in any place remotely like that.
Well, and that I-10, which goes through Beaumont, my mom is saying Beaumont is 1 foot over hell. So he's like, everywhere in Texas, if somebody drugged their damn foot, they made a freeway. And it doesn't ever go anywhere. She said, nobody is from here. So when you ask somebody, hey, like if you ask somebody where we're from, how to get somewhere, they'll go, okay, you go down here to the corner store, turn it up. You ask somebody here and they go, oh, I don't know. I'm not from here. She said, what kind of place are you moving to where nobody is from?
Yeah. Yeah, that's I always tell people, don't ever ask me for directions.
No.
Don't.
Yeah, no. Just get in the car. I'll take you myself because that's
and if you're giving me directions, they better be written out and not a map.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't read a map either. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like even here, Houston is huge. And I live in the burbs of Houston. So big Houston, big city Houston. I actually don't go to Houston. I have gotten to the point where I'm so spoiled over here. And I mean, we're still 6 lanes. It's better than 9.
Yeah.
And but and I prefer to go my countryside versus that because it's just too much.
Yeah.
So I kind of narrow my own ability to find inventory because I'm not willing to risk my life to go downtown in Houston. And everybody's like, oh, you need to go downtown in the Heights and everything. First of all, no, I don't need to go down there.
No. Hey, if you want to drive me there, I'm game. But I'm not driving.
I'm kind of like, hey, do you think you should be going this fast? I mean, you didn't see that car. Okay, well, I guess you didn't see that car. They're braking.
Yeah, I'm the person that's doing the brakes in the front seat in the passenger side. Yes.
Yes. And so my first trip, y'all, I'm like about an hour from Galveston on the major road, which I've been here 20 years and just realized they were major thrift and antique shops in Galveston because I don't go because it's too much. So when I went, I got a job at a school and they were having their end of the year party for them at a beach house. And my mom, they invited us to go. My mom made me take the feeder, which is like the farm to market road that runs parallel to the freeway. She made me take the feeder. It was a 3-hour trip. We had to stop. Like every time there was an exit, there's a stop. And then we'd go and there would be a stop. I was like, oh my God.
Is that like the road that the tractor drives on?
Yes.
That would be me.
So it was the road that was used before they built the freeway. And it's called the feeder because it feeds onto the different freeways, but it's also called your farm to market roads. Additionally, they name multiple streets the same name here. Like there's 2 or 3 Voss roads. There's, it's just, it's
that
too much.
That can be a little confusing for GPS people.
Yes. Yes, it is. So, when you're out looking for inventory, you have to bless them. Mom, see, don't feel bad about Lucy needing attention because clearly Binks needs a lot.
You think? He's very needy.
Now you have
let me just tell you, that is not very nice if he needs his nails clipped because they get stuck in my back.
Now you have 1 or 2 more. Sophie.
2 more. Sophie and Max. Max is actually Jessica's cat, but she didn't take him when she moved into her house. She said he has more fun here with the other cats. So he's here too.
Yes, Mom says that Lucy is her little tiny chihuahua, my little first sister. She says she sucks the life right out of her.
Look at him. He just keeps climbing higher and higher. I'm like, where are you trying to go?
He's a cat bird. He's perching on you.
Yep.
So, we were talking about, because we'll get digressed in so many areas, because Dee's is so much fun to talk to. If you haven't watched her videos, one of my favorite things is her CRS. She can't remember. And so she's going and blowing and she's giving all this great information. And then she goes, wait. And she puts on the chirping crickets as a backdrop. And I am just killing myself.
Either that or the busy signal.
But I'm just dying. And if she, you just let the camera roll, right? And when she doesn't edit out her mistakes and stuff. Me, I get so mad at myself that I do edit them out, because I'm like, hey, you've got so many minutes to get this done. Stop screwing up. But sometimes words are hard. They just don't come out.
No, I know it. It's funny. It's, and it's weird because right before I started filming, I knew what that was called. Okay.
You always say that.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoop, gone.
You'll say, crap.
Yeah.
I just had the name. I just looked this up.
Right. Yep. That's it.
Oh, I will die laughing. Sometimes the only thing I can comment to Dee is, oh my God, I'm laughing hysterically over here at her.
Oh.
So, but I was just talking about, finding inventory is hard work and time consuming. Then processing it and keeping good records for taxes. I mean, I have a little bit of the OCD. I'm very type A. Mom calls that type anal, but it's type A.
I'm like that too, though, when it comes to being organized and keeping track of stuff. Yeah.
And then, then you have to do the research to find out. You can't think, oh, it's got to be worth like $50, when in fact it's just a little probably hobbyist piece, and it's very nice and all, but it's not $50. And it depends on if you do eBay and Etsy and just live sales or whatever. But you do.
Sorry.
Beings.
Dude.
Does he want a treat? Who knows?
He wants attention. That's what he just keeps bashing into my hand and the camera.
Well, you were invoicing before this, so there's not been a lot of attention.
Right.
Yeah. Or my mom says she'll never be organized, and Dragonfly Addict says I try to be organized, and it's such a struggle. I have so many notes all over the place. It's everywhere.
Oh, Lord, he's just something. Dude.
He's
okay. Yeah, he's very needy.
And then, you have to then do all the technology. Now, the technology is still my downfall in regards to creating content and doing live sales. It's the technology, because you have to do that promotion on Instagram and even Facebook, and it's hard. That's hard for me.
I'm bad with a couple things. First of all, I am totally Instagram illiterate.
Me too.
About all I could do is do a post of a picture or a poster, which Christy makes my posters for me.
Oh, she does a great job.
She does, and I love her for it. She's awesome. I learned how to do them on Canva. I mean, I can do them if I need to. But yeah, that's about all I know how to do on Instagram. Facebook is connected to my YouTube. So, or is it I don't know, whatever. So when I post something, it goes to my Facebook as well.
I don't know how to do that.
It's connected to either Instagram or YouTube or something. I can't remember.
My Instagram is connected to my Facebook.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Something's connected somewhere.
Yeah.
So it cuts one of the steps out, you know what I'm saying? But, so I'm really bad with social media. I don't want to have to be on my phone 24/7. I just refuse to do that. I won't.
Yeah.
And I'm also bad at researching things before my sales. I really am.
But you know a lot already, though. That's the difference.
But sometimes I'll just be like, I have this beautiful piece. I have no idea who makes it, but I'm just being honest,
Yeah.
I do research on things if I know that they could be worth something.
Yeah.
Then I'll research them. Or if I really want to know a mark or something like that. Otherwise, I learned from watching other YouTubers. That's how I learned a lot of stuff that I know is from other YouTubers. So I think that it's imperative to watch other YouTubers who are more seasoned, because you will learn so much more, I think, in the long run.
And you tend to retain it. I do. I tend to
Yeah.
retain it. Like, so this is, I'm only have all this stuff, y'all, because I just did this sale last night. But so I picked this up. It was completely almost black, right? It is one of the vintage lipstick holders. Still got it's probably, what did she say? Now, see, I've forgotten because Katie's told me 3 times.
Celluloid?
That's the word. And and I had to look that up. Like when they kept saying things like celluloid, composite, what was the other one? Celluloid, composite, Melmac and Melmain. One's a maker, one's a brand. I had to look all that up, y'all, because they kept talking about it, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. So I needed to learn. But we were shopping. I was shopping with Christy, and I picked this up. Her face was almost completely black. There was so much dust. I didn't even know it went down in here. And so she happened to be on Instagram or something with Katie. And of course, Katie, she just rattles off, oh, that's, whatever it is, 1930s. Let me see the bottom. And
let me say that she is far too young to have as much knowledge as she does. She amazes me.
I mean, and she knows so much about so much.
Right. Exactly.
I'm like, I can't keep up between brooches and ephemera and Petroliana, and
she's just amazing. She just knows so much about so many different things. And, like you were saying, she told you that was celluloid, So if I'm looking at an item and I'm not sure what it is, I'll ask a fellow YouTuber before I'll look it up. Like, seriously. Like,
and
I would
don't
say,
think they mind.
Huh?
I don't think they mind, right? Because
No,
that was my, I was not gonna, like, I would be like, oh, I'm not gonna reach out to Dee. She's really busy.
Oh.
She's a big channel, blah, blah, blah. And I did the same thing with Katie. And then somebody was like, well, ask Katie. And I was like, I can't ask Katie.
Oh, that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all.
Doesn't bother. I found that the majority of them, I mean, I took one day and asked Alex, I was shopping in South Carolina, took a picture of something, and I remember her talking about the replica Murano, and they'll put a Murano sticker, and I was so excited. I took a picture and I was like, this says Murano. She immediately comes back and says, it does say Murano, it's not the Murano sticker. And but she wasn't ugly. Yeah. She was informative. She was very nice. And then I was like, hey, since you helped me, would you mind being on my Vintage 101? I kind of want to share that information with all the other new people. And she was like, absolutely.
Right. So, Alex is very knowledgeable about a lot of things.
Yeah. So she really has been very, very helpful. Yeah, it was the Murano label. And while it says Murano, it doesn't mean Murano.
Right.
And so and I don't really, Murano to me, I mean, I know because I researched it and I let them teach me about it, but I never knew what Murano was before. I'm not a collector of really anything other than apparently stuff and disaster over here. What do you collect? Chaos. But that's what she was saying. Like she's saying in the chat, I didn't want you to pay Murano prices for the repros.
Right.
And also, it's helpful that she's not going to let me look like a fool when I go live and say, y'all, this is Murano and blah, 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 blah. I mean, I appreciated her looking out and saying, hey, I wouldn't pay that, because I showed her what the price was and everything. I just took a chance and put it out there on Instagram message. Yes, I have not done a Vintage 101 in a while. But I have a couple of other topics. So if y'all have topics that y'all want to know about, I mean, I kind of do them with the jewelry when I do the chats with Dolores, and I did them, and Leanne joined me because they know a lot about jewelry. But I did a glass, and I did glass patterns and some makers with Katie. And then we've done the jewelry one, and I can't remember if there's been another one. But the things I usually come about the one-on-ones because, oh, somebody started telling me about them or taught me about them. So that's where it comes from. But I don't want people to think that because they're a quote unquote big channel, I like to call them veteran channels, veteran YouTubers, veteran live sales and resellers, because they've honed their craft. They've done the work, they've done the time, they've put it in. So they absolutely, now don't bombard them as you're shopping and tell them, everything that you want to know. But if you have a serious question about something, I've never had somebody be ugly or not answer me. I even asked George a couple of questions, and he sent me a reply back. It was a quick question, but I mean, he's really busy too. But I just was like, oh, well, I'm a small channel, and they wouldn't have time. All right, see you in a bit, Alex. They wouldn't have time for me, blah, blah, blah. But they do. Yeah, I didn't like bothering people, and I still don't, but I will look it up. And then
I don't either. I mean, like sometimes I'll send Scott a picture and ask him, do you think this is from the 30s or whatever? And he has no problem with answering me. Even before I met him in person, I asked him a couple times about something, and he's such a sweetheart. I absolutely love Scott. He is an awesome, awesome guy.
Yeah. And I mean, the knowledge that he has.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So I found, and I actually sold it on eBay, but I found, and I shared a picture of it on Instagram. It was an owl lamp.
I'm trying to remember if I saw that post.
And I found it at the Salvation Army. It was $7.99, and I saw it, and I grabbed it, and I'm like, this is old. I could just tell by looking at it and the plug and everything that was on it. I said, this has to be like from the 30s, right? So I bought it, and it was in perfect condition. I brought it home. I took a picture of it, and I sent it to Scott. Well, later on that evening, he calls me. He goes, girl, do you have any idea what you have there? He said, are you sitting down? I'm like, yeah. So actually, it was made by the Phoenix Glass Company, and they sell for around $300.
Oh my gosh! And you bought it for $7.
And I ended up selling it for like $265.
I still think that's okay.
You think? Yes. Yeah. So I was, like I said, you reach out to people.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with asking for help. I did it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same, like, I've been watching Dee for a long time. I've been going to Dee sales for a long time. But I was like, oh, I'm sure that she's really busy. I wanted to do a live creator chat with her. And I just finally was like, well, the worst she can say is no, right? Because she can't do it right now or whatever. But she was like, sure, no problem. And I mean, now granted, I schedule out, so I gave her enough time. Leanne says she sent friend mail to some of my favorite YouTubers so I could make connections and hopefully sow some seeds of friendship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, friend mail is so fun. And let me just say that it's not something that you have to do. I have sent people friend mail that I barely know. Just because when I'm watching their channels, it's something that they like. Like I told Dee, I was like, you like daisies. I remember you saying you like daisies. And so I saw some things and I said, well, instead of sending one little teeny tiny thing, I have a couple of things to send her after this. So I was like, I know that she likes those things. And you hear people talk about that. You see their decor. Right. Yes, I'm going to change this. My mom says she's tired of looking at this. Jazz it up a bit.
Mother has spoken.
Right. So I'm going to be jazzing this up because I got one of those doodad trays. Now I call them a doodad tray, but it's one of the printer trays. I got one at a great price.
I heard people talking about that. What are you talking about? Is that the wood thing with all the little?
Yes. It's called a printer's tray, and they used to put the letters of the metal pieces,
Okay.
but they come in different lengths. And so I got one, and that somebody's already put hooks in, but I think I'm going to like put the hooks that you can plant them on the back of the wall. And
Yeah.
I've been collecting doodads. That's what we call smalls. And I'm going to create my doodad tray. I'm so
There you
excited about
go.
that, because it doesn't need to be on the shelf where every time the internet goes out, they're like, can we clean this shelf off? I'm like, no, we cannot, because I don't know where to put everything. So, and Maria says, Dee gave my first push to start my live.
Maria has never forgotten that. I just told her, don't get discouraged. I said, just do it. You just jump in and do it. You'll get used to being on camera. And I tell everybody that wants to do a live, because I was afraid to do lives for a long time. I said, even just to film a regular video, not even a live. I said, when you're in front of your camera, pretend you're sitting at the table with your girlfriend, having a cup of coffee and shooting the crap. Just act like that, and it kind of makes you feel more at ease. And that's how I try to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I literally, you'll hear me be like, y'all, but that's how I talk in real life,
Yeah.
And so I talk with my hands. I'm like, make facial expressions. And I try to edit that out because they're going to try to commit me at one point if I don't. But, and I just, sometimes I'm like, I can't believe I'll say something totally wrong and then crack myself up. And then I have to stop the camera because then everything is funny. Like I can't reel myself back.
But see, that's the fun of it, though. That's the fun. Yeah. I mean,
I look like, oh my gosh, it's just like she's losing it. She's fixing to cut a nutty over here.
But that's the fun of it. I'll tell you what, my favorite video of all time, and I don't remember what the title of it was. I would have to go back and look it up. But I had on a flannel shirt, and I was doing a thrift haul, and it was vintage Christmas ornaments I was showing. And it was one of those flock Santas that's like jumping or whatever, a little ornament. And the look on his face, I'm showing it and I'm like, yeah, he looks pretty happy. He says jumping up in the air, doing a split. And I said, he kind of looks like he pulled his groin. And I busted out laughing, and I could not stop laughing. I had the tears rolling down, and I left it all in. I didn't cut anything out. Until this day, I will go back and watch that video, and it still cracks me up to tears when I watch it. I just think it's the natural you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Now, I will say, as I've made more videos, it's just like, well, if it comes out, my mom can tell me about it later that, watch what you say, or, hey, you know how to talk about, and I'm just like, I can't. And that's the other day I was recording a video and I did a shop along, and that's when I found out that Goodwill doesn't have 75% off the color of the week anymore. Totally made me go left. I got it. I had done like 3 Goodwills in one day, and I got in the car and I was like, I'm so dab burn put out with Goodwill right now. And when I watched it, I was like, dab burn. I mean, we're not back home. Act like you got some sense, But I just left it because there was.
Yeah, that's funny. That is funny.
Yeah,
and that's your raw PO'd thing.
I'm so dab burn put out with Goodwill right now, y'all. I don't know what to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I paid for all that education. And I came up with dab burn put out. So
listen. Think about Pamela Blanchard.
Oh, I love her.
Well, shoot fire fuzzy.
Shoot fire fuzzy.
Shoot fire fuzzy. And then she says, oh, snot.
Yeah.
Like, but it's hilarious. I mean, she's just being herself. The
Um,
the best one was,
hey, Miss Martha.
she said, I was so mad. My butt was so tight, you couldn't fit a piece of straw up in there. I said, what? I almost peed my pants laughing. I'm
She
like,
said
oh my,
snot last night on the channel. My
she
mom said,
did.
she typed it in. She goes, did she just say
This
snot?
snot, yes.
Yep. Wait till she says shoot fire fuzzy.
Right. That's right.
But yeah, and a lot of people worry about the editing. Now, I did it because I would forget, and then I just got tired. Like I would see somebody walking down the street, and I'd be filming, and I'm like, "Where's that lady going?" So you have to edit that kind of stuff out because you're watching her, and you're like, "Well, why is she letting her dog go to the bathroom in my front door?" All these conversations are happening, but I'm just like, you can't put that in. That has nothing to do with the content. You got to edit
Right.
it out. So it's easier when you don't edit. It is easier. It's faster. My first video took me 8 hours to edit. 8 hours.
Wow.
Well, and my first video was not supposed to go live on YouTube. It wasn't even supposed to post on YouTube. I was saving it because I wasn't ready, but I didn't know how to schedule videos. So it just went public. And the channel was born. I don't know what to say.
There you go. Hey.
But because I do everything, we were talking about I don't have fancy lights and cameras, and I don't even own a computer. This is a work computer. My computer is like from 19 or 2000 or something, 1999, 2000 when my mom bought it, and I still don't know how to use it. I don't have all that. I use my phone. I film on my phone, shop with me, hauls, live sales. I will every once in a while use my what do you call that? iPad to do a live sale. And then I edit on my phone. I upload. So none of my videos is there a back of them because they're not on a computer.
Right. Mine aren't either.
Once they upload to YouTube, I delete them from my phone. So I go through iMovie and then I edit them in iMovie, and then
I do the same thing.
I save it to my phone, then I delete all the pieces, and then I upload it to YouTube. Once it's uploaded, I delete that because my phone can only hold so much.
Right, right.
So I don't have that fancy stuff, y'all. Nope. I ain't fancy.
Me neither.
And I don't know how to use it if somebody got it for me. I wouldn't know how to use it.
I don't really edit. I mean, the only time I'll edit is if like something happens while I'm filming. Oh my God, like I was filming that one craft video, and my son was out here and he burped like really loud. And I'm like, well, there's my son burping in the background, and I just busted out laughing in the video. I said, I don't even care.
Well, I mean, and people have to remember that this is your home.
Yeah.
I call it my studio, but that's only because so people won't come in here. Because let's be honest, there's a path. It's a really small room. It's a spare room, but I'm just like, don't touch anything in there. I know where exactly all of the chaos this is. But it's people are filming and editing and everything in their homes. It's just life. The dog is going to bark. The baby is going to cry.
Right. Exactly.
Your husband's going to walk by, hopefully not naked. It's great.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, that's what happens. That's how guys are. Hell, I belch like that too. So
where he got it from?
Probably. Probably. But it's part of life.
Yeah. And so, you don't have to. A lot of people were saying, well, do you have a room or a space, or because I do call it my studio, but y'all, you see one wall. You see this much of one wall. You do not see what is over here,
Right.
Because I think people have when they see, that, and people are always filming in such a spot, unless you're Misty, who has her whole brick and mortar, that just happens to be what she had, and she closed that. And now she's doing YouTube. But most people are all doing in their home. So it's their real life.
Yeah.
And life happens. So if you're thinking about making a channel, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anything else. If you're gonna learn to knit, you have to have somebody teach you. Watch YouTube channels. If you're gonna do a live sale,
Mm-hmm.
My first live sale was with Patrick. He did the 4 sellers. Remember when he was doing 2 brand new sellers and 2 veteran sellers? He
Yep.
was doing 4. And I have never forgotten that. Like, you took a chance on me. You didn't know if
Mm-hmm.
I was organized, if I was prepared, or whatever. So you build relationships with people. And if you're new and you reach out to people and say, hey, I'd like to do a live sale with you. My thing is this, this is personally what I do. You don't have to do this. My thing is, I'm not going to say to somebody, can I be on a live sale on your channel? Or can I do a live sale with you? Sure. Tell me the dates. Oh no, like on your channel, because you just make the relationship. Most of the people who do live sales, and Dee, I don't know if that's for you too, they are already scheduled out like in advance. Like, you're going to have a sale on such and such a day. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're plugging people in, as like I do mine a month in advance, I'm at least all the way till July right now with all of my time slots, either on my channel or on somebody else's channel. So they may not be able to do it this week, but you may get on somebody's schedule to do it. Do you
Right.
schedule yours out? Hey, Mama's Treasures.
I don't schedule it out real far in advance, probably like maybe a month.
Yeah.
So I already, like, for this month, I'm already half of May is booked. The rest of May is not, because I'll be going to Philly.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
I kind of scheduled it because I knew I had trips in June and July. And so I wanted to make sure that I had everybody, like Pam Keeby's Collectibles started doing sales, and she and I were kind of tag teaming, and then she wanted to learn how to do it on her own. So we're shifting it to being on her channel, because there's a lot to a live sale when you're the host.
Oh yeah.
You got to create the StreamYard, the thumbnail. You got to do the description, get everybody's information in there. And then you're the one that's running this. Half of the time, unless like I'm on a computer, I can't see the chat from StreamYard.
Right.
And so, you need to give them the link. You need to tell them how many items, what numbers to use, how many offer ups, what kind of sale it's going to be. So there's a lot to live sales when you're hosting. So she's learning that.
Right.
And I knew there was going to be some time that on our Thursday slots that I wasn't going to be available. So now I'm just going to be sitting in. I can't do a sale because I'm not going to be able to ship an invoice, but I can still sit in. And then the goal is for her to be able to wean back. But, you have to wait until you're really comfortable to do all of that.
Right. I know. I was supposed to do a sale with Debbie Vitale. Angelic Vintage Treasures.
Yeah.
But that's when she broke her foot.
So, it was like one thing after another with that.
So I'm waiting for her to let me know. I know she's able to walk now, but I'm waiting for her to be, well enough to where she could do a sale, because I'm going to have her on my channel so that she can get used to doing live sales. I mean, I'm a firm believer in pay it forward.
Right.
So I'm all for helping other people out, and if I can. So,
well, I saw Dragonfly Addict said Beth let me be on a sale on her channel, and she still talks to me.
Yeah.
It was her first sale, and she did great. She was very nervous, but she did great. She had great items. She was prepared, and I'm like, that type A kicks in. So I basically tell you, check these boxes and you'll be fine, right?
Right.
As speaking of live sales, Dee is going to be on my channel for a live sale May the 12th. So that came out in my May happenings. I wanted to get on her books before I did the.
I got it on my calendar.
Yes, and you know what we called that a social. Me and Dolores and Daniel started calling it. I said I have to keep a calendar because I'm loose.
Yeah.
But then Daniel started calling it his social. Well, this lady that's a big influencer, she was like, it's a content calendar. And I was like, I think I like social better.
Right. It sounds more fun.
Yeah.
Social.
Yeah. Contact means it sounds like I've got work to do. Social means like I'm having fun.
Right.
So yes, Dee will be on my channel, and it was fun. It is fun when you're invited to be on somebody else's channel. Because I was on Miss Pamela's last night and we had a ball. It was fun. So, well, y'all, we are going to get ready to wrap it up. Dee, thank you so much for being here
Oh,
today.
you're welcome. I
She took
enjoyed
time
it.
out of her schedule of invoicing and packaging. So if your packages are late, it's my fault and I'm not sorry.
I already told them yesterday after my sale. I said, I'm on Beth's channel tomorrow. So if you don't get your invoices Sunday evening, you'll get them Monday morning.
They'll be there. Don't worry.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you bought something last night from me at the live sale with Miss Pamela, I'm going to start invoicing today. But I do work full time. So give me at least until Tuesday. So, and then Dee, what's coming up on your channel? Tell everybody where you're.
Oh, holy cow. I have a busy week. Tomorrow night on my channel at 5:00 Eastern, Cindy from Mimi's Treasure Cottage and I are going to do a haul video from our shopping trip together.
That looks so fun.
Yeah. Oh, we had a blast. So that's Monday at 5:00. Tuesday at 6:00 Eastern on my channel, I'm doing my normal first Tuesday of the month sale with Crafty Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
Then on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on Tiger's channel and doing a sale with him. And then I got contacted by Katie from Vintage and Vinyl and asked me to be a guest on the last Flippin' and Sippin'.
Oh my God, that's going to be hysterical.
With Vinny
Oh God.
at 10 p.m. I said, I'll sure try as long as I can stay awake.
Well, let's just hope Vinny's good. He's a good boy that day. So.
Yes. So that's the only day I have nothing going on is Wednesday.
So don't call her on Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah, because when will you thrift this week?
I do my thrifting on Tuesdays normally. Usually just Tuesdays. And then if there's estate sales or anything on the weekend or on a Friday, I might go to those. But Tuesday is normally my thrifting day.
Well, and I don't know why I always feel like you thrift more, but then you'll say you went to several places on the same day.
Yeah, that's what I usually, I go to Salvation Army and Goodwill on Tuesdays. And then I also will stop by Nikki's Treasures. She's been closed most of the month of April because they were away. Mm-hmm. So I haven't been there in a while. So I think she's back now. So I'll probably stop in there on Tuesday also. So
Beth Dragonfly Addict says, you're making me tired just listening to you.
Girl, I'm tired just thinking about it. I have to, I'm telling you, once I get done with packing my orders today, I'm going to have a nice stiff drink.
It doesn't matter if it's 11 o'clock. It doesn't matter.
Don't care. And then I'm going to pass out.
Well, and I will say that's the other thing that I was going to mention is when you're having all these sales, what I did not envision and account for is the amount of inventory that you need. Because even if you're doing 10 and 15 items per sale and you're having what, 3 sales next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 3 sales. And what are you doing? Maybe 15 to 20 items. Y'all, that's 60 items that you have to have prepped, ready to go. And do you normally get 60 items when you go thrifting one day? Maybe not. Depends on the day.
Yeah, I know. I try to keep my inventory up. Sometimes I don't have any place to put it and it stays in boxes or whatever on the floor.
But you also do eBay.
Yeah, I do eBay. Yeah, I do eBay and I wanted to tell everybody too. that if you're thinking of selling on eBay, it's really beneficial also to have a YouTube channel first,
Yeah.
then have an eBay.
Hey, Maria.
I had eBay before I had a YouTube channel, and I didn't sell a whole lot. You know, you get more what's the word I'm looking for? Exposure.
Thank you, Miss Martha.
For your eBay.
Yeah,
when you
you
have a
can
YouTube
send people
channel.
to your eBay if they like the
Right.
items that you're showing and that they're finding. So I'm a little chicken. I'll be honest. I'm very chicken about eBay, and I think that's because I drive 2 hours, commute 2 hours a day, one hour each way. Plus, I work full time, and I do a lot with church, and I lead a ladies group and stuff. So the time is limited, and eBay is difficult. It's time consuming. You have to once you get a listing template and you know how to do it and things, but it's still, it can be you got 3 days to get that turned around, so it's a lot of work.
I think eBay is simple.
See, I cannot wrap my head around all the rules.
You know what? I don't know what the rules are either. I just take pictures of my stuff, I measure it, I weigh it, and that's it. And it takes me about 5 minutes tops to do a listing.
Yeah, they said once you get in, like once you learn it, you can do listings because Michelle
so
Newton's Covered and Christine were trying to kind of teach me a little. I used to do it. My dad and I used to do eBay 20 years ago. And so much has changed. I knew how to do it then. I think right now I just need the time, like I need time, but I'll get there. And when I retire soon, then I'll be able to do it. So
right. Yeah. It's hard when you're working too.
Yeah.
For sure.
So for me, Dee is going to be, let's see. So today's Sunday. On Thursday, I am on Kibi's Collectibles channel, Miss Pam. That's another Pam. Pam, Kibi, and I are going to do a live sale. And then on the 12th, I don't think we're doing anything Mother's Day because I need to do a dinner that Sunday. Normally I come on at 11:30, but who knows? I might just pop up. On Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern on the 12th, Dee is going to be back here on my channel for a live sale. And so those are the fun things coming up on my channel. If you are not subscribed to Dee, please make sure that you go and subscribe to Dee. I can't imagine who's not. And you just got 10,000. You're over 10,000. Like a couple of months ago, you hit 10,000.
Yeah, I think I'm like 10,800.
Yeah, so keep moving her up. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep moving her up. And then if you're not subscribed to my channel and you're watching in the background, go ahead and subscribe. Y'all, Dee said something really important in her video the other day. Subscribing, thumbs up, that all helps. Leave a comment like an emoji or something. But you said something about the ads, Dee.
Oh, yes.
And you were saying that in your video.
A lot of people don't know that's how us YouTubers get paid. I
haven't gotten paid yet, but I'm working on it. You have to have a threshold of $100. You have to have a profit of $100 before they'll cut you a check. I'm not there yet, but I'm close.
Right. But YouTube pays us by how many ads people that are watching our channel watch. Mm-hmm. If you watch at least 30 seconds of an ad, we will get paid.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that.
Yes, it is very important for y'all to watch the ads for us because that's the way we get paid for doing our content, for the live sales and the videos and, whatnot. So, and it's also really important for everyone to share channels. Yeah. With people they know, because that's more exposure for us too.
And when you put your notification, put it to all, but then make sure on your phone or your computer that your notifications for YouTube are on, because just because you set it to all, people are saying, I don't get the notifications. We walked through a friend of mine, and it's because her notifications for her phone were off. So that's why she was missing sales and stuff like that. And it happened especially with the drop sale. So we tell them to go in, and when they do drop sales, hit that notification bell to all the channels, just so you'll know. But if your notifications are not on your phone, they actually won't go off. So, I mean, you learn a whole bunch. I mean, it's year 2 for me, and I still didn't know that they had to watch 30 seconds. While I am considered a YouTube creator, because I have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within so many amount of time, you do not get a check or you don't get a payout until you hit their threshold. And so, there's a lot of us that have been doing it. And I mean, I have a little over 1,000 subscribers and the watch hours, but I haven't hit the threshold. So I got to get the views up and, all of that. So
they need to.
And you're not going to be a millionaire. You're not. I mean, you're not.
No, the only way you're going to make a really fantastic living off of YouTube is if you're like the Crazy Lamp Lady, and those people who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Yeah. But I didn't get into this I didn't even know when I got into this that you could be monetized by YouTube. Never knew it. Then somebody was like, girl, are you going to be monetized? I was like, what is that? I got into it because these people that watch are interested in what I'm talking about. And these people that I was telling were not interested in what I was talking about. Hey,
my son tells me every day, Mom, there's more to life than thrifting. Can you talk about something else besides thrifting?
Is there? No, there is.
Well, I'll try.
Yeah, like I'm going to stop at McDonald's on the way to the next thrift shop. There you go. Pick up lunch. Pick up all my lunch on the way home from thrifting.
Hi, Dot.
I know. Dot is so sweet. Y'all, go to see this channel right here. Dot likes red. Okay. Go to that channel because she does a monthly giveaway and she's almost at 1,000. She's like at 994. What are you at,
Dot?
She's so close. But she gives a monthly giveaway and you would not believe it. I'm just going to tell you, it glows and it's glass and it holds a flower. And go to that because she's giving she has giveaways. So go watch it. She put out a video today. I was the first one to comment. I'm just saying. It's a uranium rose bowl, petal nice. Yes. So pretty. So thanks so much for coming again, Dee. I really appreciate it. And
my pleasure.
Our live sale and go back to getting your stuff done so we can go hop on over, y'all. Watch Alex.
Yes.
Chapter 2 Vintage Co. We're running late, so we want to get over there. So thanks so much for watching, y'all. See y'all next time.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Y'all stay pretty. Be sweet.